We're going to talk about the artificial selection lab with fast plants. This is an ongoing lab. It'll take 9 to 10 weeks to complete. I would recommend that you start the lab right after Christmas break so that you have plenty of time to finish it. A+ program school teachers will receive the artificial selection lab kit and a set of grow lights. The kit includes everything you need to complete the lab. Inexpensive refills will need to be purchased each year. Non-program teachers can purchase all of these materials from Carolina Biological. This lab is an excellent way to demonstrate artificial selection and a way to reinforce student understanding of statistical analysis. The lab also provides a place in their curriculum for the study of plants.
All right, today we're going to see how to plant Wisconsin fast plants for the artificial selection lab. If you're a A+ program school, you're going to get a kit from Carolina that will include everything you need for this Carolina lab. One of the things you're going to get are these planting devices called quads. And you'll notice they're just styrofoam. Each one will hold 4 plants. There are little holes on the bottom, and we'll see what those holes are for here in just a second, but they're part of what we call the self-watering system. Let's go ahead and talk about how to set this up. So when you order the kit, you're going to get a sheet of these little wicks. And all you do to get out the wick is just pull them apart. There's one individual wick. And what you want to do before you try to use these is wet them. So just soak them in some water. I already have some that are wet. Here are the wet wicks. So I'm going to take my quad now, and I'm going to insert one wick through the hole on the bottom of each opening, just like so. And you want to insert it so that it goes about 2/3 of the way up to the top of the plant growing slot. And I'll show you that from the top here in just a second. But I want to put all 4 of these in, like so. All right, so here it is from the other view. So you want those to be about 2/3 of the way up. Some of mine are not quite far enough up. So I'm going to push them up just a little bit further, like so. You want to make sure that you have plenty of wick also sticking at the bottom, because that's going to help the self-working or self-watering part of this system to work. So don't push them too far up. All right, once you get that done, next you're going to put in some soil. Now, there's lots of different kinds of soil that you can use, but I would recommend the kind that's going to come with your kit. It's specially made for fast plants. What you want to do first is fill each one of these little sections about 1/3 of the way full with soil. So just gently put it in there. I would recommend that you have your kids help you do this. This is pretty time consuming if you're going to be doing a big lab. All right, again, about 1/3 of the way full for each one. And you're going to make a mess doing this. That's okay. All right, once you get that done, you want to put in a little bit of fertilizer. Your kit is also going to come with fertilizer pellets. And those fertilizer pellets look like this. You want to put about 2 pellets in each section of the quad. So we're just going to drop in a 2 to 3. Doesn't have to be perfect. So here I'll drop in 2. There's 2 in that one. And finally, 2 in this other one. Now you want to just gently wet the soil to start packing it down a little bit. And I like to use a water bottle, which is with a hole poked in the top with a nail. And just gently add a little bit of water. The soil is not very absorbent, so it may take a minute for it to absorb in. I'm making a big mess here, so I'm going to put a pad underneath this just so I don't make too big a mess, like so. All right, now you want to fill the rest of the each section up with soil, fill it up to the top. top it off best you can. All right, again, you want to add a little bit of water with your water bottle. Just kind of let that soil pack down. All right, now it's time to put in the seeds. Now your kit is going to come with seeds. It's probably going to come with the standard Fast Plants seeds. Those work fine. I'm going to use what's called the purple stem hairy seeds. These plants are going to start off with a lot more hairs than the normal standard stock. And this just lets students see the hairs faster. So I'm going to pour just a couple of seeds on the container here for you to see. They are very tiny. They look sort of like cabbage or Brussels sprout seeds, which they're related to. So you can see the seeds right here. What you want to do now is take your finger and just make a little indentation right in the middle of the soil in each container. Just kind of push it down just a bit. Don't want to go too deep. Just a little indentation. And I want you to drop in 2 seeds into each one of those little holes. To get more, that's not a problem. All right, so finally, top off with dirt again. Just cover up the seeds, not too deep. They just need to be covered. And then a final top off with water. Make sure you don't wash the dirt off the top. All right. Once you're planted now, so now we want to set up the self-watering system. So the self-watering system is pretty simple. Your kit is going to come with this, and what it's going to come with is essentially a Tupperware style container, like so. Let's raise this up so you can see it a little bit better. That's going to have a top that just snaps on. But before we snap it on, it's also going to come with a watering pad. You want to take that watering pad and stick it in your container, get it good and wet. Put the top on your watering tray, watering system. And then that watering pad is going to slide on, and the very end of it is going to go down into your watering tray. Now you want to make sure that watering tray is completely full. Mine is not right now. Let's raise that up a bit more so you can see what I'm set up. And then you take your quad, and you'll make sure that you've got some wick sticking out the bottom of each one. And you just set it on that wet fabric. And what will happen is that the capillary action between the wick and the watering pad will keep water moving into your quad throughout the experiment. Now, I would every day or two come and check. You may need to take a pipette and just gently wet the top, just to make sure that you've got plenty of water on the top. The whole life cycle of the fast plant is about 28 days. All right, one other thing that I need to mention, or actually 2 other things. Also, will come with your kit are these little squares. These are anti-algal growth squares. So in your watering system, you just need to drop one of those, and it will keep you from getting an algal bloom in your watering system. All right, we're ready to set up our watering system now. So we're going to put the top back on our container. We're going to make sure that the watering mat extends all the way down into the water. Wouldn't hurt to spray just a little water on here again, just to make sure that it's good and wet with your water bottle. Now you want to place your plants onto that watering system. You want to make sure that the wicks are touching the watering mat. And then finally, you want to place this thing under 24-hour light. You want the light, the actual source of the light, to be 8 to 12 inches away from the actual plant, or in this case, our seed pods. So I have a light system right over here that you can see. And we'll turn on those lights. And yeah, we'll just incubate these plants for 24-hour a day light, and we'll take pictures every day to see what they look like.